These are some of the most realistic figures I have in 1/6 scale. Nothing custom here. I wanted to only include figures that are, made by companies that you can all get. But that is the point of this video. When I first got into the hobby, I guess it was around 2007, 1/6 scale figures were good, but they didn't look very real a lot of the time. But things have changed so drastically. Since I started collecting this stuff, I wanted to just take a moment to appreciate how realistic some of these figures really are. Like photorealistic. Proportions, likeness, skin, all that stuff. A video like this might be interesting for people who aren't into this hobby, who are only just discovering it. So hit the like button, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at DeanKnight333. So you got the Hot Toys 2.0 Bane, and that's definitely one of the most, you can say the wrist there, obvious, where you can see the joint, but I forgive that because the rest of it just looks so real. Gave him moving eyes this time, an incredibly detailed head sculpt, and the body is something else, man. It feels real in your hand. It's not as squishy as you might think. It does have that to it, but it's tougher than that, and it feels very heavy and very realistic, and it's just a very photorealistic figure, which is why he is on the desk right now for this video. And then you got Hot Toys RoboCop, the latest version they released, and technically they titled it from RoboCop 3, clearly Peter Weller, and the armor tone is very close to RoboCop 1. Not perfect, but I do think he is an incredibly photorealistic piece. I did repaint all the black sections matte black to make him more movie accurate. Same company, and they're both the second attempt at a character. This is the second time they did RoboCop. Well, technically not true, because they did the battle damage version, but I was thinking like die-cast version, So this is the second time they did that die-cast RoboCop, and just gave him a bit of a new paint job, and that was about it, I guess. Gave him some RoboCop free accessories. And you got the Hot Toys Dark Knight Rises Armory Batman. A super photogenic figure, helped greatly by the much improved proportions, the cowl, the neck to the shoulders, the chest, the length of the arms, the way the hands connect onto the arms this time. Link for the cape. Is that a custom cape? No, I think that's the stock one. I'm still rocking the stock cape on this Batman. There's no reason really to change it. Moving eyes. You only get the one mouth plate with this one, but it's a very good one because it's slightly open, just like it always was in the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises especially. Then we have one of the Jokers from the 4-pack by Inart, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. And the unboxing for these particular figures was a very mind-blowing and eye-opening experience, just for the level of incredible work that's on display with any one of the 4-pack figures. The hair, the paint, the skin, the proportions, the tailoring, the hands, the accessories, everything, the realism to it all, it's unbelievable, really unbelievable. Now, there's a review out there, it's getting a lot of views, and it's misleading a lot of people, saying that the collar on the jacket doesn't have a wire in it. Now, I don't know if I'd necessarily call it a wire, but there's something in there that lets you bend it and position it how you want. I can stick it up like that, or I can flatten it down. I don't need to use double-sided tape or any of that stuff. See that I've just kind of pinched the end there and lifted it up in the middle with my thumb, and it's straight again. I just need to get it to bend that way, which I can't really do one-handed, but take my word for it, you can manipulate the whole lining of the coat. That's wired as well. It's got to be pointed out though, because what if that's the only review? Hundreds or thousands of people who watch that review, what if it's the only one they watch of this particular figure, and then they're put off by what they saw, and it's not true? So there is a wire. I don't know if you call it a wire. I can't feel a wire in the lining of the coat, but there's something along the lining of it that lets you manipulate it and bend it however you want, and put it into poses like it's blowing in the wind if you want. You can do all that stuff, but you can definitely I mean, I just made the collar on the jacket look like that in like 2 seconds. But absolutely some of the most realistic 1/6 scale figures I've ever seen, and it gives me the willies because I wonder where it can go from here, you know? What's next? It really is a leap forward. And speaking of a leap forward, hello Costic Plastic Toshiro Mifune. Now, I might have to check my messages with Fabio, but he explained to me that with these head sculpts, it was the first time there was a new, more expensive technique used to do the paint on the head sculpts. It's like it's injected into the sculpt to give it more depth. The realism with him, the proportions, the seamless look to the wrists and hands, the forearms, the real metal swords, beautiful tailoring on the clothes. It's such an amazing sculpt, the focused look. While we're talking about super realistic looking figures, the sculpted hair on this is incredible, and for this kind of style of hair where it's kind of tightly pulled back, sculpted's the only way you could go with that. If you went rooted with this, I think eventually those hairs would start to stick out and get very annoying. Over time, it could get quite messy looking. Italian based company doing incredible work, bringing us The Exorcist in the near future, Brandon Lee the Crow, Conan the Barbarian, Labyrinth, David Bowie figure. You got real metal swords with this one, seamless wrist, forearm, beautiful. And I think it's definitely the most photorealistic figure Costic Plastic have done so far. Yep, it looks real to me. Stubble is so well done on the sides of the face there. It almost looks like it's actually protruding out from the pores of the skin. And the subtle work on the crow's feet you can pick up there. Alright, well, we ain't reviewing it. We've already done that. That's on the channel, and the samurai version as well. But that is truly an amazing job by Costic Plastic. Real metal blades. Good sturdy figures. Nothing can go wrong with these really. You can pose them, do what you want. Outfit's going to be fine. It's always going to look fantastic. Pretty much same goes for all of these. Batman looking friggin' perfect there. And RoboCop, possibly the best film of the 80s. And Bane. And I think the Sideshow Darth Maul deserves to be in the conversation for sure. I mean, I still think it's the best Darth Maul head sculpt. I'll take the hood down for you, but there's just something perfect and creepily real about it. The Sideshow mouth has a slight downturn in the corners, so he looks really pissed off. The latest Hot Toys one does look fantastic, but I noticed the corners of the mouth, it looks a little bit more like he's doing a very subtle smile, and that would frustrate me. Certainly something I spotted in all the reviews I've been watching and pictures I've been seeing. But let me take the hood down on the Sideshow Darth Maul. Alright, hood down on Sideshow Darth Maul. Here it is. I mean, I know from experience of when I did the videos on this in the past and when I took pictures of it, I haven't got the lighting set up as good as I did back then because it took more time for that specific video, but yeah, it's still, to me anyway, I think it's still the best. If you can get this head sculpt on the latest Hot Toys figure somehow, then that would be what I would do. If I had more cash and more space, I'd get the latest Hot Toys one and try and Frankenstein that head on there, because it is perfect. This figure definitely came to mind as well, the Hot Toys Elder from Predator 2. That's a very realistic looking piece to me. I mean, I got the arms bent so you don't see the joints, and then he's pretty much seamless. But that is another fine example. And the way the dreads fall and all the beads, I think it's definitely one of those photogenic figures that just looks really real. If you don't have any 1/6 scale Predators and you're thinking about it, this would be a hell of a place to start. Just don't go expecting all the others to be as good as this. This is one of the very best. RoboCop looks like he's impressed. Bane's thinking, I could take you. Nah, you couldn't, mate. Batman, maybe. Joker, he's thinking, nah, I want nothing to do with that action. Buffoonie's like, just tell me when. Have to include the latest Hot Toys Deadpool. Super realistic looking, incredible proportions. A lot of those pictures that came out when he first released, I had to double take them. And they were recreating the dance moves and stuff, it looked amazing. So he has got to be up here too, and so could so many other figures in the collection, but I don't want to make the video too long. So maybe I'll do a part 2 sometime, or maybe I'll do a video like this but focused on custom figures. We'll see. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Hit the like button if you did. Share it around, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Inart333. I hope you're all doing well. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.